Hi there, this is Marcus Shook, and I want to talk to you a little bit about the story of one of my favorite saints, Saint Edmund Campion. Edmund Campion was an English saint, and he was born in the year 1540, and he died in the year 1581. And this is in the time of England immediately after Henry VIII had just separated himself and the Church of England from the Roman Catholic Church, and this is the time that Edmund was born into England. And he was one of the best and the brightest students in all of England. At age 13, he was chosen to give the speech to welcome the Queen into his hometown. And when he went to Oxford, he was also again chosen when the Queen came. He was chosen to give the speech to welcome her. And so we see from the very beginning that Edmund is one of the best and the brightest, and he's being groomed to be a future Chancellor of England. He's being groomed to take a high position of wealth and popularity and prestige within England. And it's at this time where he's given the choice, when he has to choose between, will he choose to follow the worldly path laid in front of him, to go with the easy way, or to stick with his held Catholic beliefs. Because at this time, you could still kind of be Catholic, you could still hold on internally to your Catholic beliefs, but still profess to have allegiance to the Queen. And this is what he actually did for a while. He took his oath of supremacy, which meant that he made a public oath to say that the Queen was the head of the church, and that the Church of England was the real church. He even went so far as to take holy orders within the Anglican Church. All the while, this eating at his heart and eating at his conscience. And so he had to make a decision. Would he continue to pursue this career, or would he make a public stand for his faith? And eventually he decided to leave Oxford, to leave this promising career, and to head across the English Channel. And within a couple of years, he was in the seminary studying to be a priest for the Jesuits. He eventually became a priest in the year 1578. And it was at this time when from the time that he left England until the time he became a priest, the situation in the Church of England got drastically worse. If you were a priest in England in the year 1578, you were going to die a martyr's death. And so the Jesuits did not even open up a mission to England until the year 1580, because it was just suicide. It was a suicide mission. But in 1580, they opened their first mission to England, still knowing that martyrdom was going to be the result of the lives of most of the priests who went over there. And in 1580, Saint Edmund Campion went back across England as a priest, as an undercover priest. And as soon as word came that he was there, that he was a priest, it spread like wildfire. Again, he was one of the best and brightest young scholars before he left. He was being groomed to be a chancellor. Everyone knew who he was. The Queen of England knew who Edmund Campion was. And now the word was that he was a priest. And he was only over there for about a year, and he was caught. And they brought him to the Tower of London, and he was tortured, and he was given the opportunity to recant everything, to take it all back, and even given and offered the Archbishopric of Canterbury. Again, a very elite position, but he wouldn't do it. And so eventually he was hanged, drawn, and quartered, which was the martyrdom of choice in England at the time. And it was such a bloody and gruesome martyrdom, and there were so many people there because everyone knew who he was, that his blood literally spewed out and actually hit one of his classmates from Oxford. And in that moment, in that instant, the blood of his martyrdom brought about an instant conversion to his classmate. And his classmate left England, went and became a Catholic priest. and he came back and was ministering as an undercover priest as well. And he too eventually became a martyr, being hanged, drawn, and quartered in the same way as Edmund Campion. And I love this story. I love the stories of the martyrs, and I love the stories of all the saints, because it shows me, and I think it shows all of us, what it means to live with courage, what it means to live a courageous way, to choose between the easy way sometimes and the way of following Jesus, and the way of courage. And it was said about these priests and these seminarians who were training to go back to England, who were training, that they were training not as scholars and gentlemen, but as missionaries and martyrs. That they were being trained not as scholars and gentlemen, but as missionaries and martyrs. And what I love about that, and what I think that we can take from that, is even as missionaries, I think we can sometimes view ourselves just as professional Bible study leaders, or as people who just go out on campus and work for a nonprofit organization, who go around and just do really nice things, and we help develop leaders out on campus. But do we have the heart, like St. Edmund Campion, the heart of courage to proclaim the gospel, not as scholars and gentlemen, but as missionaries and martyrs? And do we have the courage, and do we have the heart of the martyrs and the missionaries that have gone before us? And so know that I am praying for myself, and praying for each of you, that each of us would look to Edmund Campion and to the many other saints, the many other models, and that we too would have the hearts of missionaries and martyrs, and that we would live with courage each and every day. I love you guys. I love all of you, and know of my prayers, know of our family's prayers for you this day and each day. God bless you.